Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to show you how I organize my tryouts and how you can do the same and be very successful and organized. So hello everyone, my name is Alan. If you're new to this channel, on this channel I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills. So if you like that stuff, hit that like button and subscribe. But anyways, today I'm going to show you how you can do a basketball tryout planner. Basically, number one, you basically want to have all of your players sign up on a sheet of paper. And what I like to do is I have a list of, let's say, 50 lines. Each line is numbered 1 through 50. And then I have the player's name as well as their phone number and their contact information. On a second piece of paper, I would then have just basically either a blank piece of paper, or you can have it again divided into different blocks, and you can break down offensive skills, defensive skills, and you can take down notes during that practice. Now, those numbers will be able to coordinate with that player, because what you would do is mark down with a Sharpie, usually on their leg, what number they are on that list, and that way you can take very accurate notes. Now, if you have a very rich team or a team that has a lot of money, you could be able to get every single player a numbered jersey for your tryout, but that's very few and far in between. Usually you just use a Sharpie on their leg and just say go and try out, because, well, that's just cheaper. A Sharpie's like $1. So yeah, but anyways, that's how I like to organize my tryout. Now, when it comes over to actually doing the tryout, obviously you need to do a warm-up, and I like to do that for 5 minutes, and then a little bit of dynamic stretching as well. Depending on the practice, it could go for 10 minutes as well. If it's a 2-hour practice, I would definitely go for a 10-minute workout, or a warm-up, I should say. And then I also like to have at the beginning a good 5-minute orientation of what the team is, what we do, what type of offense that we may be running, or defense that we may be running, and the type of players we're looking for. So I always look for the athletic players, the players who never give up, that kind of thing. I always like to explain, hey, if you're going to be sitting there complaining about everything, you're probably not going to make the team. If you're there and you're walking through practice, again, you're probably not going to be making the team. We want you to try out, go 110% all practice, and then we'll see who's going to be able to make the team. Now, usually you're going to have 3 to 5 tryouts, at least in normal teams, and that way you can really judge who's the more consistent player and who has the best attitude during the tryout. But personally, something that I would also do, but not let my players or parents know, is I would also judge the parent. If the parent's on the sideline screaming and yelling, that's usually a bad sign. If they're going to be screaming and yelling during a tryout, they're probably going to be screaming and yelling during practice, or they're going to be screaming and yelling during a game saying, why is my kid not playing? That's not a good thing. You want to stay with a positive attitude during practice, and you want to have a positive attitude of your players, not caring if they get 10 minutes a game or 30 minutes a game, because let's face it, if you're not playing all that well, you're going to get 5 or 10 minutes or less. And if you're playing really well, you're going to get probably 20 to 30 minutes. Now, when it comes to the warm-up, I always like to do dynamic stretching, but also any kind of running, suicide, laps, anything like that. Make sure that every player has a basketball. Now, you may have the ability to have unlimited basketballs for your tryout, but I would always recommend every single player brings a basketball. That way, they all have a basketball for sure. A basketball, well, what they like and what they are used to. Because that way it's easier for them and also easier for you. Because that easiness is just something that you're going to want to have. And now, obviously, listed below in a link is going to be the full tryout plan that you can have. It's going to be as a Word document, so you're able to edit it yourself and bring it to practice yourself. But let's get down to the clipboard, and of course remember to click that link in the description to get it's free. I posted it on there for everybody. You can just download it as a Word document. You can type in your own stuff in it. But anyways, let's get down to the clipboard. Let's check out what I would do, or what I like to do in tryouts to see who is the best player. So this first one is just 3-on-2, 2-on-1. So what we are going to have here is our first 3 players in line. They're going to be going down the court. And then what I like to coach and explain my players to do is once they get to that free throw line extended, they need to cut down towards that rim. And then that way they may be open when they are cutting towards that rim. So most likely player 1 is going to be guarding player 3 up top. Player 2 is going to be then guarding whoever gets that ball. So let's say player 2 gets that ball. Player 2 is most likely going to be guarding player 2 blue. He needs to pass over here for the layup. Okay, now unless player 2 just goes in himself, whatever. But let's say in this case player 5 scores. Player 5 is the scorer, so he's going to go back on defense. Player red, or players red, will then get the ball, and now they're coming down 2-on-1. You're going to run this drill through with a few others. You can do easy stuff like full court layups. A full court layup is like this. So you'll have 2 lines along the sidelines, and then you'll have 1 player on each basket. Of course, player 4 here is going to have a basketball as well. And they're going to go right-hand layups and left-handed layups. But basically, 4 will be traveling this way, 2 is going to be traveling this way, passing to player 3, 3 passing back to the player who's running, passing back to player 1, and then passing back to the player who's going to be going in for the layup. Now, once all this is happening, so there's a pass this way, there's a pass this way as well, and then we have another pass this way. This player who just passed the ball back, he's going to go in the back of this line, and then this player who passes the ball back is going to follow and get that rebound, and then he's going to go again towards, well, he's going to go down this way of the court, but he's going to be passing to this next player. I hope that's pretty simple and easy to understand. If it's not, comment below. But that's just 2 of some of the plays, or drills that I run for team full court drills. Now the next thing I do is passing drills. So one of the things that I do for passing drills is what's called box passing. And box passing is very simple. You could just have something simple set up at the beginning where you just follow your pass. Very simple. Or what you could do is have something a little bit more advanced where player 5 would pass across. He would follow his pass. He's going to go to the right side because player 3 is going to pass to his right side. And it's going to be called cross and right. Just like that. And it's going to continue through cross and right, cross and right. There's multiple different versions of box passing. If you want to see the full thing, just search my channel for box passing drills. You'll probably find 1, 2, or 3 videos about that. Then I also like to do some defense drills. So basically what I would have here is player 4 passing to player 2. Player 2 is going to then cut towards or drive towards the rim, and player 4 needs to cut him off first, either taking a charge if it's a contact practice. If it's a non-contact practice, player 4 won't take the charge, but he's going to try and make player 2's shot as difficult as possible without fouling. Now again, there's multiple different practice drills that you can run for defense, but this is just one of them that I like to give as an example because this is one that I run and I love. Now another drill that I like to run, this is for shooting drills. Basically, let's say you have baskets all the way around the court, so you have enough baskets for how many players you have. You're going to say 2 players per basket or 3 players per basket, depending on how many players you have in your tryout. But basically it's called elbow shooting. So player 2 will pass to 4, he'll shoot, he'll defensive slide to the next elbow, and again 2 will get the rebound, pass back, shot, defensive slide, shot, defensive slide. Very simple, very easy. And then at the end of the tryout, I always like to scrimmage for the last 20 to 30 minutes. That way you can see what the players are actually like during a game. If they want to try and set up different simple plays themselves, like screen and rolls and things like that, to show that they want to move off ball, which is very important in basketball. You could even explain to your players, hey, I want to see how you move on the court when you don't have the ball. I want to see if you're just going to stand there and do nothing, or if you're going to actually pass the ball, screen away, and do something when you don't have a basketball. And then the last 5 minutes is a cool down, stretching, and kind of see where each player is at when it comes to physical fitness. If they're like dying, or if they're like okay and they're stretching just fine, that kind of thing. But anyways, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that this video has helped you just a bit. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, leave a comment below. Let us know what you're thinking. And of course, always, I'll see you guys again tomorrow, because I post new basketball videos every single day. Hey, basketball coaches, so basically my defense book, it's a defense that is created by myself and tested by many different teams. Everyone loves it. As far as I know, everything I have gotten back is great news. Basically, everything from the free throw line and under is a double team. Everything up top is single coverage. If you want to check out this book, go to the link below. It is called The Unbeatable Basketball Defense. Hello, so if you have liked this video, click over here to subscribe, or maybe over here, depending on which side I put it on. I don't know yet. Anyways, also, the opposite direction, or the opposite side, is another video you may like. So I hope to see you again in one of those next videos. Yeah.